I think I clicked record. Awesome.
Awesome. Hey, Mariah.
Hi, Michelle. I feel like a bad podcasting friend because I'm pretty sure we're late and it's my fault. I'm just going to take credit for that.
It's okay. We've both been like busy. Summer is one of those times that we just didn't, it snuck up on us.
Right. And you know, it's interesting because this is a weird summer where we really can't do anything like normal.
Right.
So it's weird that it feels busy because we are busy doing stuff. It's just not maybe the things that we thought we were going to be doing. Like we had a lot of trips planned that we can't take. So
yeah.
So what we've been doing is our topic today. Are you a camper?
I used to be. I haven't been recently. I think because the idea of pitching a tent, that's how I know how to camp, is pitching a tent. I don't really feel like I want to do that. I don't, even with a like bubble mattress and foam on a sleeping bag, don't really feel like sleeping on the ground. And so no, I don't do a lot of camping at the moment. Plus it's hot and I get a little sweaty.
I don't really blame you. So were you ever a Girl Scout, Michelle?
Oh God, yeah. That's how I learned how to camp.
Camp with all the Girl Scouts?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like my troop was like, do you remember Troop Beverly Hills? That movie?
Yes.
Like, probably 1990.
Oh, I love that movie. It's awesome. Shelley Long and just all of it. It's amazing. Yeah.
That's how I did I think one year we went Girl Scout camping and like the moms, God love them, who helped us out. They were like, oh, we're not doing this. So we ended up like, we did our cookie sales and then they took us to the Embassy Suites. So
nice.
That was my Girl Scout experience. And so when it came to like actual camping, I am not a fan. Like, I don't want to be in a tent. It's not my jam.
No, and see, my Girl Scout experience was like the legit, like I earned like Girl Scout camp, go for a week, do all the things, like sleep in a platform tent.
Yeah, I feel like we did that one time, and I think we spent most of our time trying to apply bug spray. Like it didn't feel like one of those things that was very like, I'm not even thinking of the word, but I didn't feel fulfilled by it. I felt annoyed by it.
See, I left it as a kid. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it didn't stick with me, but somewhere around my teens, I think I decided that there were other things that were more important.
Right? Well, I grew up on a farm, so I feel like I was already pretty rustic as a kid, and I didn't have like the nicest house growing up. So like camping wasn't terribly appealing to me. Like I just didn't find it exciting. So then fast forward into our life, a couple years ago, we went to like a camping show because it was January in Wisconsin and like, what else can you do with your kids in the winter? So we went to like Green Bay. We went to the rec center.
You did not go to the camping show.
We
did. My God.
And we went like a couple of years in a row because it was like, how many things can you do with a rectangle? It's actually fascinating, all the different layouts and things. And we just went and we had tickets and it was fine. Mm-hmm. And like, it was an indoor January activity. Like there's not a lot of options here. So we went and I was like, we are not buying a camper because my husband had just gotten a truck and he was like, oh, we should totally, like, we'll just fine. Of course we're not getting a camper. Yeah. And then next thing you know, there's crazy good deals. And he's like, what if we need this camper? And I was like, absolutely not. And then we came home and I made all these arguments about why we shouldn't have it. Like, it's going to cost a lot to store. He found storage that was like super inexpensive. He was like, you know, you've been asking me to take this trip to like the Black Hills. If we just camped, it'd be so much less expensive and it'd be easy. We'd have our own house with us. And I was like, fine. And then he told me he'd rent it out for like EAA and things like that. So we went back the next day and we bought a camper and I was like horrified at us. And spoiler alert, we have not rented it, nor have we taken the Black Hills trip, nor have we done anything except go to random places in Wisconsin, which now I feel like we've been doing this. I think this is our 4th year with a camper. So I feel like we can put out this glamping top 10. These are the things that I've learned that make camping reasonable.
Okay. And so now you have a camper and you love it because you're camping all the time, right?
We have a camper and my family loves it. So I love it when we can go and do something. I don't like to just sit in the campground and like stay at our site and like hang out. Now, half of my list, I will tell you, is like making that part awesome. Okay. But I like to go and do stuff. Like number 10 on the list is that your camper can be home base. So we go to a different place every time. And most of the time we go, like we leave on Thursday to go to Door County. And so Like, it's awesome because we have our own place. It's sanitized, it's safe, it's ours. And from there, we can go do all the little adventures that we want to do.
Sure, without
And
having to rent.
Right. And we don't have to, like, a lot of people I know are really freaked out about hotels right now. They're worried they're not going to be like safe and sanitary. And we don't have to stress because this is our camper and like nobody else goes in it.
Okay. Love it.
That's number 10. So I feel like people are having a hard time finding like campers and boats and all of those things right now. But if you can find a camper, you can get them used, you can go to the camping show, you can do whatever, but it's your very own home base. So there's that. And I honestly feel, Michelle, here's the other thing. This is maybe a little bit Wisconsin of me, but like you can sit outside and it's great for social distancing because you can go with friends that have campers and everybody can hang out, like social distance around a campfire. You can have however many beverages you want, and then you can just go back into your house and like, it's fine.
It's perfect. Oh my gosh. Okay. So 10 is your own home base. So what's 9?
9 is group meals. So if you're camping with other people, we frequently do this where like somebody brings, like the guys always want to smoke meat. So they will smoke their meat and somebody else will bring sides and somebody else manages something like else. And so we all just collaborate, but it's actually so much less work because everybody brings something and we like usually potluck it. Like, so even sometimes we'll just do like literally a potluck, bring whatever you want and we're going to have whatever there is. And like, it's pasta and fruit and like randomness and, but it's so much easier than planning an entire meal by yourself.
Oh my gosh, it's overwhelming to do that even in like non-vacation life.
Right.
So.
And we're not people who are like cooking hot dogs on a stick over the fire or even like burgers and brats necessarily. Like we wrap stuff in bacon and we will grill meat or we'll fry a turkey or like, you know, we're doing some cool stuff and we do a lot of like roasted veggies. So like we'll roast Brussels sprouts, we'll do green beans, broccolinis, really good over the campfire.
Oh yeah.
So like, it's nice because we're eating well.
Right.
And we don't have to do the whole thing. So group meals, number 9.
Love it. Okay. 8.
Okay. So this one I just came up with, and I think it's kind of funny, but we did a DIY beer fest. So Wisconsin, one of the places we normally go is Eagle River in early June. They do a really great beer fest and there's all these breweries from all over Wisconsin. It's at the campground. So you can go do the beer fest and then you can just come back to your home base, your camper.
Right.
You're good.
Right.
Well, they canceled it this year.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Right. But we normally pregame the day before and I don't drink beer. So I just support all my beer loving friends. But we normally pregame on like Friday because the beer festival is Saturday and everyone brings their own stuff and they do their own beer tasting. And for the last 2 years, everyone's been like, dude, our beer's better. So we decided this year when it canceled, we were just going to keep the camping reservations because we like going up there and do our own DIY beer fest. And so we did. So everybody brought their own beer, which they would have bought anyway. No one had to buy for tickets. And we made a bunch of friends at the campground and people came over and brought their own beer because it's Wisconsin. So everyone just has stuff to contribute.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Oh, that's fun. Like
we made our own fun
that's
with our own bubble people. And I guess I should say that for safety. Like we have a couple friends, we camp with them. We're all being really safe. We're not really seeing anybody else. They're in our bubble. So we beer fest with them. And then when other people came by, like they just were appropriately social distanced. So.
Well, and it's outside too. And something about being outside right now in this like area that we're in, outdoors always feels more comfort to me if I'm not in my own house. So, I mean, and people are pretty easy to, it seems easier outside with infinite space to safely do that.
Yeah.
And it's Wisconsin. Who's not going to make friends with beer or snacks or whatever?
I actually found 3 beers that I liked this year, which is a big deal because I don't drink beer. I felt really proud of myself.
So what are those 3 beers that you like? I mean, come on.
Remember. I took some, Bill remembers, which is the important part. One of them is from a brand called Untitled Art. And their cans are gorgeous. Like they're little works of art. Tons of the beer I hear is great, but there was one that they made that was like a fruit smoothie beer that was
nice.
Good. They did a couple sours. I was not a big fan of the sours, but like a bunch of our friends liked them. I don't remember what the other ones were. Either way, though, I was like, oh, hey, like I can handle this. This is good. Oh, there was like a chocolate, Imperial chocolate stout.
Okay.
that might have also been Untitled Art. That was the other one that I was like, whoa, like I could drink that.
You prove my point that usually, and I'm testing this theory with wine or any other beverages, if the label like is very appealing to me or looks kind of fun, I don't know if it's because it looks fun, I like it more, but I don't know, there's something about cool labels that usually that product also winds up being pretty stellar.
I buy lots of things based on labels and packaging. So shout
I
out
do
to
too.
Untitled Art because their stuff is awesome. If you can find it, you definitely want to pick it up.
Maybe if Bill does remember the other two, we can put them in the show notes just to give people like some options if they're looking for some fun beers to try this summer.
Yeah, I mean, I brought my own like wine, so I felt really good about life. But there was a couple, so I'm sure he'll remember what they were. But I gotta remember exactly what that chocolate one was because that was crazy.
Sure.
I don't like chocolate or beer, but like this beer was great.
Yeah, I've been drinking the Leinenkugels has a seltzer beer out, like a lot of other people do, and their grapefruit seltzer beer is pretty phenomenal. And then Fox River Brewing Company has a white bobber, which is also a seltzer beer.
Oh, that's a good deal. My favorite
that has been
thing, like we've been calling them alcohol waters.
Yes, I love those.
Right, I like Press. That's my favorite.
Yes. Mine too.
Okay, I love the Press, but Untitled Art has a seltzer too, and I found it yesterday, and it was like there was like a mango. I don't know if it was mango pineapple, but it was phenomenal.
Okay, that sounds
really
right. Good. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
A weird taste. Bill brought me a Corona one the other day, and I think it was because he thought it was funny. But the Corona one is actually not bad. But Corona came out with these Refrescas that are impossible to find. They're really good if you find them.
Yes, that's what I've heard too.
But like you can get them, so I don't know if we can even promote that. Okay, what are we on? We're on 7?
We're on 7 now. With a little bit of a digression, so.
It's fine. That was an important digression. Number 7 is your own bathroom. Seriously.
Oh, preach.
Right? Okay, here's the other thing. When we opened up the camper, I found an entire container of hand sanitizer and a whole container of Clorox wipes. And Bill was like, well, we just won the lottery. Like,
well, you did. You won like something because if nothing else, like when all else fails, you can make friends with all of that stuff.
That could have doubled the value of our camper right there. I don't know.
Right there.
Either way, so like your own bathroom is a big deal because like the last thing you want to do is like wake up out of your tent or wherever you're camping and wander off and find a bathroom because like what if the weather's not perfect? Like you're sharing a bathroom with lots of people.
What if it's the middle of the night? Because as you get older, you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night more frequently. And what if there are things that you don't want to see out there that are going to eat you? Like that's what that's my fear is like,
well, there's that. And then depending on the campground, there's other things you don't want to see too, like depending on where you're at. So your own bathroom is just critical for so many reasons.
Right.
We'll just leave it.
And I don't even think that that's a glamping thing. I just think that that's just like at some point in life, you've earned the ability to have your own bathroom wherever you are.
Well, it's possible. But so like, I mean, we have like, it's got a sink, a toilet, a shower. We don't use the shower, but like Crystal, our friend, just got a new camper and her shower is like massive. Like 4 people could shower in it and it's in a camper. And it has this gorgeous sunroof in it. And I'm like, she takes a shower every day now. And I'm like, whatever. It's fun glamping.
That is awesome. Oh, I love Crystal.
Obviously, my kids are like, so when are we upgrading to that? And I'm like, no. Because like they camp like 20-something weekends a year. We are like at 5. I do not need to pay for that.
Not now.
On a more regular basis camping. Because you're camping. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 6, memory foam mattress.
Yes.
Okay, so this might be lame, but I'm gonna like this is like a camping hack, I think. Whenever you get your camper, your mattress is like 3.5 inches, and it's pathetic and it feels like crap. It's like sleeping on a pull-out couch, and no one wants to do that. Like you're on a platform with a really crappy mattress. So we had a foam mattress. And we just took it out. Like a camper bed's shorter than a normal bed, so we just hacked off the bottom 6 inches of the foam and like put it in there and put a regular sheet over it, and it was beautiful. And that's way comfortable. So it's actually like sleeping in the camper is a dream. And there are times that I like can't wait to go sleep in the camper. Like for example, if I've been at someone else's house and their guest bedroom is maybe not as comfortable, and I'm coming home to go camping because this has happened twice this summer. I'm real glad about it because like
Right.
you recover and like sleep in a really cozy, like you're outdoors, but you're indoors and your bed is great.
That's awesome.
Invest
Love
in a
it.
memory foam.
See, invest in a good bed. Yes. But that's what you do in real life. So you should take that camping if you're going to
It's the
camp in a
right thing
camper.
to do. And we were replacing the memory foam in our like our actual bed anyway. So we just took the old one in the camper.
Put in the new.
Beautiful. It's perfect.
Perfect.
6, speaking of memory foam mattress, or 5, I think 6 was the mattress. 5 is nap time. Because like a legit nap in the middle of the day seems like the right thing to do.
Does.
And I don't nap at home because I'm too busy, but when you're camping, the pace is a little different. So like you can take a naparoo before dinner. It's good.
Sounds perfect.
Are you a good napper?
I am a good napper. Yes.
Oh, I'm impressed by that. I'm not a good napper. I like the idea of a nap, but like I'm one of those people that like wakes up and I'm like, I don't know what just happened. I'm a mess. And so I struggle at napping. But for some reason, like a quick nap at a campground, like really is not bad.
Give me a good 20 minutes in my Calm app. I am golden.
Really?
I just put on like some spa background noise or something like that. And I just like close my eyes for a good 20 and refreshed for the rest of the day.
I think it takes me 20 minutes to wind my brain down. And then I'm like, either I just fell asleep or I'm not asleep yet. And so like, it's a more of a commitment for me to nap, but I'm proud of you for being able to nap in 20 minutes. That's a big deal. 4, snack time.
Love it.
This might actually precede a nap because, whatever. But this is the other benefit. We actually picked this up from some people that we camp with. They do snack time because usually, like, my kids are not like 6 a.m. early riser kids. They get up at a reasonable time. So we normally, like, our breakfast camping is like, and I don't normally eat breakfast except camping, but we do campfire bacon. Bacon is a billion times better over the campfire. And we do snack bacon first, and then we do like bacon for the meal. So like you've got something to munch on while you're making all the things, because that's like the right thing to do, right?
When I make breakfast and I'm making bacon, I make snack bacon.
Okay, good. So it's not different when you're camping. It's just that it's available over a campfire. And when we're out and about, there's so many like butchers and meat markets in Wisconsin.
There are.
We're really picking up bacon everywhere we go. And like, we often have a bake off where we'll cook like 2 kinds of bacon and we'll like, pit them against each other to see which bacon's better.
Okay. I like this.
And it's fun. So we do bacon, we do breakfast scrambles, but the whole like that, and then you're not really ready for lunch unless you're a child, but we do snack time at like 2. And then people bring out all kinds of random things. And like, I've been known to sometimes make like deviled eggs or other stuff. And sometimes we just like toss out like Doritos on the table and whatever. So everybody brings a little something. You get a little bit of snacking and life is good.
Do you know that there's a dip that you can make that is specifically for Doritos?
No, I've never even like thought that they needed a dip.
Doritos Dip. I will send it to you. It's cream cheese, green chilies, and a couple other things, and it is the best thing with Doritos, I promise you.
Oh my gosh, we need to add that recipe in the show notes. This is important.
I never knew that Doritos needed
just
a dip.
The regular like nacho cheese ones?
Yeah, that's the only way I've had it because those are the only that I like. I was traumatized by Cool Ranch Doritos and my brother.
Wait,
because
back it up, what?
Okay, so my brother is 2 years younger than me. He used to, when Cool Ranch Doritos came out, like my mom would get them sometimes. We'd have them after school snack. Of course, Kool-Aid was the thing, especially in the summertime. And he took to eating Cool Ranch and whatever flavor Kool-Aid existed, and then like getting really nasty and then blowing burps in people's faces with it. So I really can't do Cool Ranch Doritos anymore because of that.
I can totally understand that. Also, I'm like a little bit at the moment of like, I totally remember when Cool Ranch Doritos came out, and that's how old we are.
That is how old we are, because there used to only be taco Doritos, plain Doritos, and nacho cheese Doritos.
But I thought Cool Ranch was an amazing addition. I'm sad that you have this block. Maybe there's a way that we could get you hypnotized and get around it.
Maybe.
All right.
That's another day.
Resource for this, let us know because we should save Michelle so she can get
But
that.
I will get the Doritos dip for you, and we can definitely put it in the show notes because I think it's a dip that just needs to exist in people's lives.
That could be important. I mean, I frequently like go like a really long time without eating Doritos, and then we get some, and I'm like, why did I miss out? Because they're so good. But I don't think they're real food. So
no, they're not. But I mean, they're part of the dip food category, which is part of the snack category, which is something that I like condone fully.
Also, there's a thing that I think everybody eats. Like everybody eats Doritos, but like nobody likes to talk about it.
No, but we do.
I got some during quarantine because one of my friends posted about it and I saw it and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And so I went and bought Doritos, and I bought Aldi ones. We did a taste test. Aldi ones are not recommended. That's the bottom line there.
Oh, just get Doritos. Yeah.
Snack time. Here's my favorite. Number 3 is actually my favorite. Michelle and I reordered them based on some priorities, but 3 is my favorite. It's rosé all day.
Absolutely.
As we did rosé all day in Greece, and it was legit amazing rosé. It was like, I don't know, what would you call it? Like, it wasn't like moonshine, but it was all like homemade rosé, and it was amazing everywhere we went.
It was the best ever. Really, well, because in most places where we had it, we were drinking the house wine, and the house rosé was like the best thing.
And it was really cheap and awesome. So like we were super excited about it. So here's the deal. When we camp, I can do the things, but I don't like to do the things. And Bill knows this. So he just sets up and gets me a glass of rosé, and I observe and drink my wine. And I feel really fine with that. So, so yeah,
everyone's getting comfortable and in their space, and
everyone's in their space because I don't want to go camping, and like Bill wants to go camping. So as part of our process, he just makes sure that I have rosé chilled in the fridge. So when we get there, I can have my rosé and like observe, and like I might be helpful at certain points in time, but likely I'm not going to be. I'm just going to observe the process and let him do his thing. It doesn't take us that long to set up. It's not that hard, and we're not very engineering about it. Like we do the bare minimum. We're not like engineering it with an inch of its life. It's fine.
No, it's fine.
We're only there for like a few days, so
right. But you know,
rosé all day is I think a benefit.
Totally, or whatever anyone's like drink of choice is. But I mean, you can because you've got a home base.
Yeah, true. So I mean, whatever you want to drink, and if you guys have good drinks when you're camping, you should tell us about them, and then we will spread the news with all the other people that are listening. But I'm a big fan of the rosé all day. 2 is charcuterie and fancy cheese, and this might go along with snack time, but we normally camp with charcuterie, like fancy meats and fancy cheeses, and that's part of our random snack. And then when I'm having rosé all day, I also mix in the charcuterie and cheese, and I feel like that's the appropriate way to do things. Like whenever people come by or they camp with us for like the first time, they're like, what is this? And I'm like, you know what? You can pick anything for snacks that you want. You could pack Doritos and Oreos, or you could pack charcuterie and good cheese.
Right. So do you, when you go to your meat markets that you like to find in the places that you're going camping, do you get meat and cheese at those markets, or do you solely there's a mix of both?
Sometimes. It depends on where you're going, because sometimes there's weird things at the meat market, or they may or may not have what you need. Like we will sometimes just go like basic salami, but I really prefer like prosciutto and like other good meats. So it just depends on where we're at. We normally bring like prosciutto and a couple other things with us. And we always have like several good cheeses, because there's like a cheese drawer in the fridge in the camper because glamping. So that's it.
Well, I have a cheese drawer in my refrigerator. We're trying to get our way through it, but I keep on like Woodman's has the best prices on some cheese. Oh my God. Yeah, hands down. I mean, I've shopped everywhere, and I've found, I'm telling you, like the best prices on cheeses, especially locally sourced ones at Woodman's.
Oh, I love it. Okay, fine.
Yes. And so my cheese drawer never really is going to get depleted properly, because there's always a little block of cheese that has to come back from Woodman's with me.
Yeah, we normally end up probably picking up more cheese than we do meats while we're out, because it depends on what you're going to find. Like you can find some really great summer sausage and stuff at meat market, so we'll buy that.
Yeah, you can.
But we almost always find really good cheese. Like actually, I was heading to Door County. I'm really pumped because there's like 3 places that we go that we buy cheese, and we normally either just go to like camp or we just go to wineries. And this time I'm like, we're going to do other things.
Good.
So I'm pumped because I would like to go to the cheese store.
Yes, for sure. I would definitely put that on your list.
Right. So
Okay, so number one.
You voted for this one. Would you like to unveil it? Do you remember?
I do. Oh, no, I don't remember.
Air conditioning.
Oh, that's right. Air conditioning. Yes. Number one. That would be, well, that's my number one. And so, I mean, that's part of the reason where camping gets a little uncomfortable for me, because if I'm pitching a tent, like the sleeping in the like stifling heat and all of that, like some people do, I mean, more power to you. I don't know how you do it, but
a lot of people camp with fans, but if you're just blowing hot air around, it's not helpful. So I'm married to a man that struggles with allergies most of the time. And in order for him to survive our life together, or just life in general, he needs to have air conditioning. So that part from a glamping standpoint is great. And I actually don't like air conditioning, except for the times that it's hot AF and you need it.
Right.
So we both reordered things. Instead of rosé all day as number one, we felt like air conditioning was probably the right thing in many circumstances where it's too hot and you just need it.
Well, but that's part of the whole glamping thing too. I mean, I think when you're glamping, that the AC is part of the whole, like, that's the, like, just a elevated experience. And I mean, I give people credit. My sister camps and they do their thing. They're on lakes. They're like doing it, and they got small kids. And I give total props to that, because at one point in my life, like, I think that was something that I could have been down with more, but then I never had to have those experiences as an adult. And so
when you're an adult and you're a childless adult, you can do things like go to hotels and travel like normal people. But when you have children and they're annoying,
right? Well, children want to camp.
They do want to camp. They really like it. So we are glamping because I don't like to camp, and the kids like it, and Bill likes it. So this is our compromise, so that I will also go and we can do this. And honestly, I think everyone's more comfortable. Like, we actually just had this conversation with a friend where she was like, you've got to go without electricity. You've got to be more rustic. And Bill and I were like, no, we don't. I need my coffee in the morning. I am not making a fire to heat it up on the thing. I am turning on my coffee pot. Like, that's where I'm going to live my life.
And I still see, like, I've seen pictures, and I've seen pictures of you guys on your camping vacations, and we've poloed a couple of times when you've been camping. Right. I mean, I know that there's plenty of legit camping that is going on too, but if you
definitely cook things over a fire, but like not all the things, you know?
Right. But if you can have some of the things that you're used to in regular life available to you, I mean, more props to you. Like, go that route.
It feels like the right thing to do. And we're living in this space where it's so limited with what you can do safely or feel like it's cool about. Like, camping's easy.
Camping is the thing right now. Yeah. Everyone's looking at camper. Like, how can I get a camper? How can I rent a motorhome? How can I do all of these things and take trips? Because I want to go places, but I want to have my own space.
Right. I know. Part of me is like, make me an offer and I will sell it to you. But I probably can't do that until my family's ready. And from a kid standpoint, like, when you go to a campground, they understand how to stay safe. They can't really get in any trouble. Like, they ride their bikes around, they're playing on stuff, they're using our hand sanitizer, like, they're taking care of stuff, they're like playing like kickball with their buddies. Like, a lot of things are just generally safe, and they feel very cool because they feel like they've got autonomy there and no one's like on them all the time. And I actually feel I can breathe because they're not on me all the time. So there are benefits to camping.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I hope you guys have a great time this weekend. That's a cool way to do Door County too, whereas so many people, I've been hearing that it is impossible right now to get any rental space up in Door County when it comes to like hotels and other places. They're like just booked.
That's what I keep hearing too, is that there's nothing. And anybody I know with a rental in Door County is pretty much just there because they can't do anything either. So instead of renting out the property, they're just at it.
That's what I've been hearing too.
There's not a lot of space. And so we were actually grateful to find our camping sites. We were supposed to be going with my aunt and uncle, and they chose not to fly in with everything that's happening. So we're going anyway. But this is going to be a
Good.
good adventure because, I mean, like we committed to doing stuff that we don't normally do. So we're going to go on this
Awesome.
adventure, glamp it up, use our top
Awesome.
10, and it'll be great.
Awesome. I love it. I can't wait to hear how it goes. And I can't wait to hear some of the things that you do in Door County because I want to go on a couple more, at least day trips up there.
Right.
But like a Sunday, I'm looking at more like maybe Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, when it might not be as weekendy, and just see what I can find and just go and do. So
I think that's a super good idea. I
yeah.
love it. Well, we'll report back. And if you guys found
Awesome.
these glamping tips helpful, or if you have any of your own to make this more comfortable or exciting, please share.
Yes, we would love to hear what you have to say about camping and your camping experiences.
Right. So, I mean, like if you're a pro camper, you can tell us about how you whittle your sticks and things and like whatever you do. And if you are a glamper like me, feel free. But otherwise, we'll take any tips, recipes, ideas, drinks,
For sure.
all those things.
All the things. Okay. I'll talk to you
All right.
later.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.